Konnichiwa everybody, welcome back to the second episode in this Wii U full set You Must Buy These series, and we're on to the sort of mid-range middle hitters, which is where I'm terming games between around about £50 and £100 each to buy. And obviously, I mean, that could drop in future, who knows, you know, it's total roulette, but they're all games that are probably only going to rise in price, because by and large they're at this kind of money because there aren't many of them about. And so without further ado, we'll start with the first one, and we've got Adventure Time. Now there's two Adventure Time games, the other one's common, but this one is a lot rarer. Adventure Time Explore the Dungeon, because I don't know. I've only played bits of this, but it don't look a bad game, to be fair. Usually around the 60 quid mark this, and there are usually very few about. So again, this could soon be 100. So, you know, you need to jump on this if you're after that full Wii U set. You know, these are the games you want to concentrate on getting first, in my opinion, and then pick up all the cheaper stuff when you've got this, because they're, you know, relatively easy to find. And you've got to watch, some of them come with manuals, this one does, some of them don't. So, you know, you want to check that really before you jump into buying one. You think, oh, that's cheap. Maybe it's because you ain't got the manual. The next one we've got is Cabela Dangerous Hunts. Now this is a European one I've got, it's German, as you can see. I'm sure there is a UK PAL one of this, I think, from memory. Again, it's got a sort of, I'll say a manual. It's got something. Yeah, this is the cheaper option to get this over the PAL one. I mean, it is PAL, but the English language back on the case. That's the only difference. You know, the game plays in English. But if you want to do it on a slightly smaller budget, you know, the European options on some of the Wii U games can be quite a bit cheaper than getting the English language versions, and the only difference is the case. You know, it'll have English writing on the back instead of a foreign language, but the game plays in English exactly the same. So, you know, if you've got to draw the line somewhere, maybe that's a route to getting a slightly cheaper collection. I got this as a placeholder. I will upgrade to a PAL one should the opportunity arise. A UK one, sorry. Cabela Dangerous Hunts. I think that was about. I think that's around 60 as well, from memory. Now this is another one I've got a European version of, because the PAL one's really expensive, and that's Cars 3. This one I've got is German. Yes, German again. This one I've got. The PAL one's probably 100 quid plus. Sorry, the UK one. I keep saying PAL, I mean UK. Yeah, the UK one's 100 quid plus game. It's not worth the extra to me. Hence the reason. But it does come with a pamphlet. I'm reluctant to say a manual. But it is actually a good game, this. But if you just want to play it, it's on the PS3 and the Xbox, isn't it? You know, I think. It's a cars game anyway, but it's a good game, this. You know, don't let the Disney thing put you off. It's a good little racing game. You probably get the European one for like 30 or 40 quid. Now this next one, this used to be quite cheap, but it seems to be going up in price quite a lot, and that's Devil's Third. You know, it used to be around the 20 quid mark, this. But it's now probably double or more. It's probably 50, 60 quid now when you see this for sale. Possibly because it's mega expensive in America. You know, this is one of the hardest to get games in America for the Wii U, and it's, you know, many hundreds of dollars. So, you know, American trends, you know, tend to come here eventually, don't they? And so maybe that's going to push the price of this up, because it is actually a fun game. I know it gets bad reviews, but honestly, it's a good game for me. And I don't know. I'm assuming it's a Wii U exclusive. That's why it's expensive on the American Wii U. But yeah, it's probably around 50-60 quid now. And now this is one that doesn't come with a manual. It's just got a Wii U safety leaflet. But yeah, I'd definitely jump on that if you can straight away, because I can see that one going sky high in price. Not maybe as daft as the American prices, but it's obviously perhaps a bit more common in European territories. But I can only see it getting more expensive. Same goes for this one. Well, all these really. Fast and the Furious Showdown. Again, there aren't many of these about. Tends to only be 2 or 3 for sale at any one time, if that. It could only be 1 or 2. And it's usually around 50 to 60 quid, this one. Seems about a steady price at the moment. But because of the rarity, I can only see it going up. Again, this don't get very good reviews. And I haven't played a great deal of it, to be fair, but the bit I have played seemed alright to me. Fast and the Furious. Well, there's kind of a manual with that, all I say. It's a branded leaflet. Let's call it that. Then the next one you want to jump on. Now this is one of the few Nintendo games that hasn't been ported to the Switch. So it's Game & Warrior. I can't see this ever being ported to the Switch because of the nature of the game. It incorporates the tablet quite a lot. This tends to be around 70 quid. Obviously it's a Nintendo IP, so this could go silly. It's the only way of playing it on the Wii U. One of the few reasons to sort of, they've taken many of the reasons away to buy a Wii U because it's all on the Switch now. But, I'm not saying buy a system for this game. It's nothing, that great to shout about, but, it's one of the few exclusives, or Nintendo exclusives left on the Wii U. And there's no manual with this one, just the leaflets. But yeah, you want to jump on it because of its exclusivity. I can only see this going higher and higher in price. Then the next one, again, is another one of these. What you might, or I mean, it may even be sort of shelf filler, fodder, shovelware, and it's Hello Kitty Cruisers. Now this is another one that's really expensive in America, I believe, and it's not common to get it, pal. It's quite a rare game, but you will get it as, if you're lucky, maybe around 50 quid. You should be able to get this, but I can see this going up into price quite a lot because it is quite rare. Aren't many about. There is a tiny leaflet in with it. I mean, it's a cart game. It's by no means the greatest cart game ever made, but it's okay. Subject matter aside, it's an okay cart game. But you need to get it. Hello Kitty. The next one, I mentioned this in the previous episode, and we've got Hunter's Trophy 2. Now this is just a game, obviously. You can get it in a big box with a gun, which I haven't got. The game alone is probably, 50-ish, 60 maybe. In that set, the big set, it's probably 120 with a gun. I would like to get it at some point, but for now, I've got the game at least. So it's nice to have. This is another European one I've got. This is a German one. It does come with its own specific leaflet. But another one you need to jump on, in my opinion. This is another one that's only going one way in price. It's increased quite a lot since I've collected for it. And that's One Piece Unlimited World Red. There aren't many of these about. Again, you might get a European one slightly cheaper, but this is probably 60 to, I don't know, maybe 60 to 80, something like that. This is going to cost you now for a UK one. I've only played it really to try it. There's a lot of these one-piece games on various formats. Tend to be very Japanesey fighting style games usually. I can't remember what this one's like, to be honest. All I can remember is I seem to remember it's quite good. But you know, definitely want to buy as soon as you can. And there is a specific leaflet in this one. So definitely want to be jumping on One Piece. That could be 100 quid before you know it. The next one we've got Sniper Elite V2, and again a European version might be a cheaper route to this one. This is a proper UK one. Again, there aren't that many of these about, and this is for the European ones. You probably get one of them for around 40, maybe 50, but the UK ones probably maybe double that, maybe 60, 70, something like that perhaps. But again, there aren't many of these about, so again, it's only going to go up in price. Sniper Elite, you need to jump on. Now this one, we've got Tank. This is based on an arcade cabinet, Namco, and I think it's quite a fun game. This, I've had this one, you know, years, right from when I first had my Wii U. This is one of the games I bought for it. So when I decided to buy a full set, I'd already got this one in the collection. It's quite rare, you know, there aren't that many about, and it's probably around that sort of 50 quid mark usually. You might get it a bit cheaper, you might drop lucky with this one. Seems to go under the radar quite a bit, but I think it's a cracking game. This, it's kind of how would you describe it? I like Virtual On, if anybody knows what Virtual On is, and it's kind of like that in a tank. Obviously the graphics are a bit fancy because it's a much newer game, but it's like, yeah, you're in one tank and you're in an arena and you've got to, you know, basically kill the other tanks. Cracking arcade game this, and I believe it's exclusive to the Wii U, you know, as a home version. So that might explain why this one's a pricey one, and it's Namco. But yeah, I'd definitely jump on that if you like arcade games, especially. This is pretty much a must buy for the Wii U for me. Tank. Then this is another one that's going up in price quite a lot, and we've got Teslagrad. As you can see, this is another European version. As you can see, it's got the largest square age rating instead of the, you know, the UK ones have got the smaller PEGI age rating, and the European ones have all got this square style. Yeah, a UK version of this is probably around 100 quid. European one you might get for around 60 or 70. It's another good Metroidvania. I'm not sure if it's exclusive to the Wii U, this. I don't know. It could be on other systems, I'm not sure. But it's quite scarce on the Wii U, especially the UK one. You know, like I say, I would like to upgrade to that myself. I think this is, yeah, it has got its own leaflet as well, so you want to look out for that. But yeah, certainly want to buy as soon as you can, Teslagrad. Then the next, well, we'll put these two together, and we've got Spider-Man 1 and 2. Now, I think these are on other systems, but I don't know, Spider-Mans don't seem cheap on anything, do they? Neither of these are particularly easy to find on the Wii U. Again, you could go the European route. These are both UK versions, and also they've both got their own specific inlay. I mean, this one's pretty basic, it's only a white piece of paper, but it's got Spider-Man 2 on it, so, you know, for completionists, you know, you've got to have it with a piece of paper. But yeah, I can only see these going up. They are quite tricky to find, especially complete with the leaflets. Probably talking about 50 quid each, maybe 60 quid even. But again, due to the scarcity of being able to find them, I can only see these going up. These could be 100 quid before you know it, so you want to jump on these as well. And to be honest, both seem quite good games to me. I'm not usually into this sort of comic book stuff, but both of these seem quite good, so I'd definitely buy Spider-Man 1 and 2 as soon as you can. Then we've got 2 left. The next one we've got is The Walking Dead, and I've not played much of this. Obviously it's a zombie game. Another one there aren't many about to sort of choose from really. Usually only 1 or 2 available at any one time. Obviously zombies are, you know, quite cool and popular, aren't they? So that probably pushes the price up a bit. You know, an 18 rated game on a Nintendo platform again might push the price up a bit. It has got its own sort of piece of paper. I can't remember what this one goes for now. I think it's around the 50-60 quid mark. But again, this could be 100 before you know it again. So you definitely want to be jumping on The Walking Dead as soon as you can. I can't tell you if it's any good or not really, because I've only played it for a few minutes. But it looks alright. But anyway, Walking Dead. Then the last one we've got in this section is another Nintendo first party title. And this is another one that's exclusive to the Wii U and hasn't been ported to the Switch. They've kind of done a more modern version of it. But anyway, it's Wii Sports Club. They've just released, obviously, Wii Sports on the Switch, haven't they? But there are a few of these about usually on the Wii U. But it's never a cheap game. It's usually around 50, something like that. You might drop lucky and maybe get it for 40 possibly. But it's around that kind of price. Mine's sealed, as I don't know if you can see. Anyway, it's irrelevant really. I'm not unsealing it. I'm going to leave it sealed. It's Wii Sports. What more can you say about it? But you know, I think because it's locked on the Wii U, and obviously you need the tablet to play it, and perhaps it didn't sell that well either. You know, all these contribute to raising the price, I think. So, you know, you want to be jumping on Wii Sports Club as soon as you can, really, if you're after that full set. And there we go. That's all the sort of £50 to £100 games that I recommend getting as soon as you can if you're after that Wii U set. So I hope you found that informative. And the next episode is going to be about the games that are, you know, they might be say 20 to 50 quid, but for whatever reason, probably there aren't many about. I can see rising in price quite significantly in the future, and for that reason you might want to, you know, concentrate on those as well. I know there's a lot to concentrate on, but you know, you may have already done some of this, but it's all, if it helps you in any way, even just by adding one game to your list, you know, well then it's been worthwhile. But I hope you found that informative anyway, and we'll see you on the next and final episode, hopefully. Sayonara.